Hello and welcome to the BricsCAD V24 Scan to BIM Automation breakout session. My name is Dimitrios Sapios. I'm a pre-sales consultant for Bricsys with a background in structural engineering, and today we're going to discover the new tools and features that revolutionize the Scan to BIM process. In BricsCAD V24, we introduce new automation tools that outline the vision of our development for the early adopters. Our new Point Cloud Classify tool classifies the visible points into different classes, allowing us to easily hide and isolate different parts of the point cloud file. Point Cloud Detect Rooms will automatically detect the rooms of our scanned building, giving us the overview in the Point Cloud Manager. After the room detection, the Point Cloud Fit Room will create 3D solids out of every room, allowing us to further utilize our invert spaces functionality to quickly create our building model. Last but not least, we implemented an HSPC Point Cloud Normals feature that calculates normals from structured point clouds. These tools are a great addition in your arsenal for a fast and accurate reality capture of existing projects. They pave the path for a more efficient scan to BIM, while giving you a glimpse of what the future of our development will look like. Engineers, general contractors, and surveyors will be able to easily create digital twins for quantity takeoff purposes, creation of building plans, and facility management. Let's take a closer look. Welcome to Manchester office. This 3-story building needs to be renovated. We captured this point cloud using a Leica RTC 360 scanner, and after the pre-processing was completed, we were able to insert it in BricsCAD. In order to isolate a desired part of the building, we use our standard BIM tools to create volume sections. After the definition of the section area, we input the height of the box and use the double click to open the section. We highly suggest to fully isolate the point cloud area that represents the rooms we want to model. The isolation will improve the accuracy of the room detection. We can also open up the bubble views generated by the scanners to double-check the isolated geometry. By visiting the Point Cloud tab on the ribbon, we will find the newly added features. The Point Cloud Classify tool classifies the visible points into different classes. We can now select the classification mode we require. In this case, we select Indoor Simplified and let the process happen in the background. When the classification is completed, we open up the Point Cloud Manager side panel and unfold the newly created classes. We can now hide unwanted scanned objects and only isolate the ones necessary for the renovation. In our case, the walls, the floors, and the ceiling. This way, we can easily hide and isolate specific objects and areas of our point cloud. On the Point Cloud tab on the ribbon, we will find the next new feature. Point Cloud Detect Rooms will automatically detect the rooms that are fully inside the volume section. After defining the building and the floor number, the detection process begins in the background. Once we get notified about the completion of the detection, we open up the Point Cloud Manager side panel and we find the detected rooms under Building 1 and floor number 3. We can now isolate each room individually to assess the results. I just noticed that room 1 and 3 are part of the bigger floor corridor. By selecting both those rooms using the Control key, I can right-click and merge those rooms. Renaming the rooms is just as easy. Right-click and rename it into Corridor. We can now enable the rest of the rooms to confirm the detection. At this point, we reach the beginning of the modeling phase. By using the new feature Point Cloud Fit Rooms, we can specify which rooms will be included in the modeling process. We select all of them and restrict the detection to perpendicular walls. When the process is completed, a new layer is added in our list. The layer Rooms contains the 3D solids that represent the volume of each room. Here is a small tip. You can always classify those 3D solids as BIM spaces. That way, you can select those spaces, visit the Properties panel, and under Space Base Quantities, we're able to list all the vital room information you might require, like the square meters of the floor and the walls. We are now reaching the final step of the process. We will use those 3D solids as input solids to invert the geometry and create our building story. On the Point Cloud tab, once again, we fire up the Invert Spaces tool. On the side panel, the Invert Spaces has identified those 15 solids, and after we input the desired thickness parameters, like the slab and wall thickness, we enable the option Erase Input Solids and begin the inversion. Our rooms have been created. With just 3 simple steps, we went from a point cloud file into a 3D building model. Let's take a closer look by visiting the Home tab and create a section along the XZ plane. From this point onwards, we use the BricsCAD BIM building tools to start raising the BIM detail level. Make sure you don't miss the new V24 BIM building tools breakout session after this one. Last but not least, we implemented an HSPC Point Cloud Normals feature. We can now calculate normals for structured point clouds already available in the cache in HSPC that do not have normal vectors yet. The calculated normals will be written to the HSPC file. You can view the result by opening up the point cloud color map. Under Color Stylization, we select Normals, and the point colors change according to their X, Y, Z plane alignment. To summarize, the Bricsys path to scan-to-BIM automation includes the new Point Cloud Classifier, a tool that classifies the points of the point cloud. With Point Clouds Detect Rooms, we are able to detect the rooms that are inside the volume section and then use the Fit Room feature to create 3D solids that represent the room geometry. The calculation of the HSPC normals completes the list of the new V24 features that outline the vision for scan-to-BIM automation for the early adopters. Thank you for your attention, and make sure you check the rest of the breakout sessions.